Hello everyone, this is Kriana, and we're here today to play Hellblade, Senua's Sacrifice. I am super excited for this game, and there are a bunch of reasons as to why it took me a year and some odd months to actually play this game. We're gonna hopefully have a good time. It looks a little bit spooky. I don't really know anything about the story plot, other than it revolves around Senua here, this cute girl on the screen, who... I shouldn't call her cute. Is that demeaning? I don't even know anymore. I don't know what is appropriate to say in 2018. This beautiful badass, this beautiful goddess on the screen is Senua, and she's going through some serious mental trauma, and we're, I guess, experiencing it with her. She has a lot of voices talking in her head, and you guys will hear that as the game opens up. I played a little bit of the game to see how it ran. And I don't know. I have a feeling this is going to be a commentary where I'm just responding to a lot of what we hear and trying to piece together the story. I don't know if that's going to make necessarily for a good Let's Play, but, you know, if you want to experience this with me, well, let's just jump right in, should we? Yes, I'd like to start over. Start anew, start afresh. I am pretty stoked. And from the vibe I get from playing it briefly, as well as seeing all the previews for it, is that the story might not make a whole lot of sense.
Hello.
But I think you want to...
Who are you?
Okay, I call this voice Karen, so, we'll just talk to... But Karen talks and then I forget what I'm saying and it's just a bad time.
With me?
Karen, I forgot you interrupted my train of thought, which is totally fine. You are in your right to do so. But I have no idea what I was just talking about. So that's fine. Hopefully it wasn't anything important.
Her story has already come to an end, but now it begins anew.
What's happening? It's breathing. The head. It's breathing. It's breathing.
Oh, the subtitles really help.
He can feel her coming closer. She's getting
Okay.
They're watching.
This is a journey deep into darkness. There will be no more stories after this one.
So the head is Dillian,
Why is she doing this? They're watching. They can feel her coming. She's doing this for
and
him.
I thought heads were supposed to be very heavy, but maybe Dillian didn't have a very thick skull. I've never actually had the pleasure to carry a head, so I wouldn't know.
I never told you of the others.
Yes, Karen, that is very rude. I have a feeling Karen's the end boss of this game.
Ever since the tragedy.
She's very soothing, but she's also kind of unnerving.
That's not quite true.
And that might be because she's a voice in my head.
Some are new, but they've changed. I think the darkness changed them, just like it changed her.
Can you see them? Over there.
Why isn't she looking?
Why aren't you looking? He's in hell high.
Look. Up ahead. You see it too?
You promised you gave
Yes. It is real after all. She's finally arrived in the land of mist and fog. The place the Northmen call Hell.
Turn back. Go back. It's not safe. Go back. It's not safe.
I'm not going back. I cannot go back. Guys, I need you to calm down a little bit. Everything's gonna be okay. There are a lot of dead bodies floating around. That's okay. I don't know if they're real. They look pretty real. So, hey, you know what? As Dr. Phil says, my boy Dr. Phil,
The sick.
perception is reality. This shit is real to me. That's all I need to know.
Rotting in the fields and rivers of hell. But the dead don't always lie still here.
Wait, is the Rivers of Hell,
This
is
not a
this
place of rest.
not Hell H-E double hockey sticks? This is just H-E
Do that to you.
singular hockey stick?
Can you see them? They're going to do that to you.
Oh, Thanks, other voice. That's not super cool of you to say, but that's fine.
They're watching.
Stop.
Can you feel them watching?
So this game's like stressful, but also kind of oddly relaxing. I think it's because it has that ASMR quality to it.
Watching her.
And definitely when I was doing my test, I was zoning out hardcore. But I didn't have subtitles,
What is
so I
she thinking?
didn't really process everything Karen and the other voices were saying.
She's afraid. Wouldn't you?
Yeah, she has every right to be fucking afraid. There's a bunch of dead bodies and voices talking in her head. Unless you're talking about me, which yes, I am also afraid.
But the darkness, it just builds onto itself, growing stronger, towering over her. You might try and ignore it, turn away. But it's always there, just out of sight, where you're most vulnerable. It's like it knows that just enough light is all you need to see its suffocating power.
There are just a lot of dead things. You know, they might not even be dead. They might not even be human. What's that thing where you see things and you just interpret them as human-shaped because they're familiar? Maybe they're
You
just
might
like a
think
bunch
she's
of
brave
leaves.
to go on this journey on her own, but it isn't bravery that drives her.
Uh-huh.
Bravery only means something to those afraid of death. Senua's
What?
fear runs far, far deeper.
Well, she's probably worried about Dillion. The severed head on her butt. I think that fear is justified. I don't know what relation we are to Dillion, but I know if I cared about someone, I'd carry their severed head with me and just kind of talk to it. I don't know if she actually talks to it. I'm still not convinced that that's a head. That's a very tiny head. Unless it's like shriveled.
What is she leaving behind? I know what she's thinking. I hear her thoughts. It's not too late to get into the boat and go back. No one will judge her. No one will ever know. Oh, she heard us.
Karen, of course she heard you.
There's no going back.
That's her saying, "Fuck you, Karen. You don't know my life."
Senua pushes away a world that conspired to cause so much suffering. There's nothing to go back to, and worse to look forward to.
Oh.
Why don't you join us? Maybe you too have a part to play in this story.
I will be a severed head in this story. Okay, well, there's no insanity thing that I can tell.
Use your eyes.
Okay.
Come closer.
The Northmen speak of 9 worlds. The world of men they call Midgard. Sky gods dwell in Asgard. The gods of earth, harvest, wind, and sea dwell in
I've
Valhalla.
seen the Avengers.
The good elves dwell in Alfheim.
I know kind of some of
The
this
evil
stuff in
ones
passing.
dwell in Svartalfheim. The mountain giants dwell in Jotunheim. The fire giants dwell in Muspelheim. Niflheim is the world of ice and darkness.
The dead dwell in Helheim. That's where we're going. Helheim. Guys. Ooh. Ooh. The voices in my head ran through some serious filters.
Darkness is coming. Yearns for life. Hungers.
So I get the feeling we're in like a very gray area of
She's not stopping.
life and death. Or this could all just be like a figment of our imagination.
Not this time.
This game's gonna be a lot of me screaming, "You're not real!"
Can you see it?
The land of mist and fog.
He's in there.
The old fool was right.
You see it?
What was it he said? The river of knives across which lies the halls of hell. The place they call Helheim.
And we're looking for Dillion. And that's Dillion's severed head. Or at least a coconut in the shape of a head that we're calling Dillion. Ooh, did you see that? Ooh, it's like, ooh, it's breathing! Okay, that's pretty fucked up.
He's there, you know it. There's no doubt about it. The source of the darkness is in Helheim.
Oh, that's cool.
And the goddess
The
Hela holds his
game's so
soul.
detailed you can see her swallowing and breathing.
Her dear beloved, Dillion.
I guess I never really noticed if other games do that.
What is she doing? Why is she doing this? Why doesn't
I'm
she
looking for my husband, or father, or brother, some guy that I have a connection with, and his head. And I'm gonna save him. So you voices need to chill the fuck out. Karen, I'm looking at you,
I forget
and
it's
let me do this.
She forgets too. But she does remember that only the dead may cross it. That part wasn't so
Man,
easy.
imagine having, just hearing like
The
whispers
old fool said there was a
constantly.
hidden path up to it.
Oh, that would be a nightmare.
Let's see, shall we?
I guess you get used to it. Would be, yeah. As an introvert, I like my silence.
Do not forget my stories, Senua. Because
Are
your
you?
darkness
Are you
comes from
Dillion?
hell,
You're my
and
dad?
your fate lies there.
Grandpa?
They say
Brother?
the burning of a corpse
Uncle?
will take you straight to Hela's gate.
Squee?
But gods and the living will follow this path.
Definitely not Squee.
You must leave the Isles of Orkney across the eastern sea and find a road that leads north and down through deep, dark valleys. After 9 nights of riding, you will follow a great river and will find a bridge covered in gold. The path to Helheim goes from there, across the river of knives that flows from the dark world of Niflheim.
See, this guy doesn't sound like he's... It sounds more like a memory we're hearing. Whereas all the other voices sound like... just voices trying to fuck with us. M is for me. Or their little cat ears.
He's going to hurt you.
On top of a head. Don't touch it. Senua, don't touch it.
I'm not one of them. I was just hiding. I find I live longer that way.
Oh, it's a pirate.
I'll never let the bastards catch me again. Never! Wait. Who are you?
It's just a memory.
Druth?
Is that you?
It's my main man, Druth.
Tales of the Northmen. They call me Druth. A liar.
He's lost.
An old fool. Druth is my truth.
It's good to see you again. You kept your vow.
Guide you in this life and the next. I will tell you my stories of hell, if I may walk with you.
Tell me your stories again, old friend. I'm listening.
The runes seal the gates to hell. Focus your inner eye, and you too will see what's hidden in plain sight.
Look,
I can see one.
Hold it in your mind's eye. Find one like it to open the gate.
Focus.
Okay. Did I got it? Okay. Yep. Bazinga. Got it. Druth.
Towards the gate. And the gate will open.
The gate is open. Go through the gate.
Go through it.
It's dangerous.
Follow it.
It worked.
So now we inherited a new voice. A new voice of
Spent
Druth.
6 years enslaved in hell. But I
Who may or
watched
may
them
not be a dead guy talking to
learnt
us.
their ways.
I know you did.
You listened when everyone else laughed. My people paid a heavy price. Carry my stories with you, and together we will make the Northmen feel our fury.
Hell yeah, Druth. Power to the Northmen. Or against the Northmen. This is some pretty environments.
Another voice joins us. She was
Yeah.
trying to make them go away. Pretend they weren't real. But what good is that? When we are always here.
You know, to be fair, if I was Senua, right here, right now, I think I'd want a voice like Druth in my head.
I guess it's the same with heights.
Because I can't imagine the crippling
on the
loneliness and the
Pretend
shitty
it's
feeling
going
that
to be
comes
okay.
along with
But you know
traveling
that death
to
is
hell
near,
with
waiting
no buddies.
to make that little slip. You can't just wish things away.
Karen, when you say shit like this, it makes me think you're the end boss that wants me dead. You want to kill me, Karen. I'm not having any of your shit. The fire extinguisher! The fire extinguisher! Get out of my way! Get out of my way! You! No, it's spreading! It's spreading! How do I stop it? I dropped the extinguisher! That's okay.
Oh god! Can I get
I keep dropping it! How do I got the mushrooms!